broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I always love a good natural Batman intro. The shout out back to the old anime series. What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another Gotham After Show. Season 3, 2. Season 2.
Season 2. We're here for you.
Season 2, Episode 4, Strike Force. I'm your host, Micheal Andrew. You can find me on Twitter at Micheal_Drew, Micheal EAL. And I am here with my lovely co-host, Miss Monse Bolanos.
Hi, yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, M-O-N-S-E.
And next to her, Mr. Steve Kaufmann.
I don't get a lovely? I see how it is.
I don't need to explain it.
You can find me at Steve Kaufmann. That is Kaufmann on Twitter.
Well done.
Well done.
The music changed. I had to stick with it.
I don't think we've ever done it to a theme before.
We haven't. And they did that a lot in this episode. Every time Captain Nathaniel Barnes spoke, they had this epic music on the background. Did you guys notice that?
No, I didn't. But
yeah, to make you feel like he was a good guy and he's gonna, really turn things around. Every time he had his speech, it was like heroic music in the background.
Yeah. So, you know what? All right, we can cut down with the music, guys. Good lord, I can't even hear you. No, all right.
No, we just have to pick up the pace with our intros.
So what's gonna happen? Monse, welcome back, man. You're back.
Yeah, I'm so mad that I missed last week because I saw the episode and I was like, that's my favorite episode
you
so
missed
far.
the doozy of the doozies.
Yeah.
Wait, let me just get your thoughts on it real quick.
I was not shocked. I love that they killed Jerome. I actually am not shocked that it was Theo. I didn't trust him. I just think it wasn't good. I think like in 3 episodes, I would have been like, he's going to do this.
Yeah.
But it just happened so quickly. But I totally didn't trust him. And I predict that Barbara might get killed because of this episode.
Yeah.
Remember I said that I think Jim will kill Barbara? I still think that. And I think it's going to be because she's going to try and kill Lee.
Oh yeah, I mean, okay, I can go with
that.
that.
So it's gonna be like that. I'm still gonna stick with that, even though I know they have to get back together. But clearly, these people are not following any rules.
No.
So they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, and just like last episode, I like how the pace. They're literally the pace is just so fast. It's literally right into the action.
Yeah.
That's what I enjoyed so much about this episode, guys.
I liked it too. Even though it wasn't as jam-packed full of action, I still really enjoyed it.
I mean, it was action-packed enough for me, at least in terms of moments.
But I mean, like in the like killing and like of something huge happening, like that didn't happen, but it still progressed a lot of the storyline.
Yeah.
I like this episode. I'm worried for how they're treating Penguin right now.
Why do you say that?
Because he's literally the king of Gotham. Like he's this king mastermindy king of Gotham, and they're kind of having him bested by Theo right now. And it doesn't look like there were obvious plans in now that he was just like, no, I just have to do what this man says. I'm done. Where it's like, well, you could try to flip one of those mayoral candidates and not kill them, but have them be dead.
Well, if there's one way they were going to use that was going to happen to Penguin, that was the only way to make it happen.
Yeah, it's his mom.
So I mean,
well, I do agree that is his weakness.
That's the weakness. Like if it would have been something else, I think he would have been right. He would have been like, well, let me show this guy who I am. But you brought Mom in, and I think he just forgot he was the king of Gotham.
And he's still a rookie. He's still a rookie in being in like crime lordsmanship.
It's true.
Right, So all right, so let's begin with the intro, I guess, to one of the brand new characters who just kicked the door down, Mr. Nathaniel Barnes.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Barnes, Gordon. What'd you think about him coming in? He just breaks through the front door, immediately, just goes right into it.
Who's the commissioner? If he's the captain, is my only question right now.
I mean, I think it's semantics, man.
And also, where did this guy come from?
Well, clearly he was sent by somebody, but who?
Well, I have theories on that.
All right.
Which we will get to
by
the end of the show.
He by walking in and like running Ross Sack, he was awesome, but he created a lot of questions.
Yeah, but I liked him. I thought it was a nice change, you know, because usually Gordon's the only one that's like preaching to be like that.
Yeah.
So, and to see somebody who was even more than Gordon, I liked it.
I liked the way the intro happened, how you saw Jim Gordon just going through having an argument with probably a crooked cop who was tired of Gordon's shtick, and then Nathaniel just kicks down the door, is like, hey, this is me, here's my balls, drops them on the floor.
Yeah.
And then he just...
the table.
Or on the table.
And then he broke the table, so then they wound up on the floor.
Because that's how heavy and strong they were.
Yes.
Wow.
Welcome back, Monse.
Welcome back,
I'm so
Monse.
glad to be here.
We started off with Captain. He stirs it up, and I always thought I looked at him like a kind of like a Butch Gordon. Like he's right out of, they're made of the same cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see him as a legacy character for Commissioner Gordon. Because this show is full of legacy characters, mantle characters. This is like when I think it's pretty clear this captain's gonna die fairly tragically in this season.
Damn. Already?
Yeah.
Of course. But,
Already?
Yeah.
But when Gordon takes up the mantle as commissioner, that's who he'll look to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
A crime unpunished is a crime of itself. And like
And
he's
that's what
just
he
gonna,
said- he said
and
it
he's
all
gonna
right.
live up to like that lofty a goal. That this man is forever going to be perfect, and he's probably going to die perfect. Hopefully not next week. Can we get?
Yeah.
Can
No,
we
I doubt
get
Maybe season finale.
6 weeks?
I think he's got like an 8-episode run.
Oh, good.
Okay, cool.
Good,
So
good.
8 weeks. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Right? It's a good
That's
8
great.
episode run.
Keep him perfect for 8 weeks, and then kill him as he's perfect.
Yes.
I don't think they could have made him the commissioner because the commissioner isn't really in the mix like that.
He could. A commissioner could be. It would be
Yeah.
unlikely. Whereas a captain of specifically homicide, as it is, I buy that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good.
Or he's the captain of that precinct.
Right.
Now that
Yeah.
it's not just homicide; it's that entire
That, yeah,
precinct.
GCPD.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's not commissioner yet. Only because if he's commissioner, then Gordon becomes captain. It's just I want Gordon's climb
To be
to commissioner
last
to
a
be
little longer.
to last a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want it to just be
Make it a climb.
Yeah.
I think he'll still be commissioner by the end of the
I
season.
know that's your prediction. You know what? Your predictions have been pretty good so far. So I'm not going to exactly disagree with you because I like being on the winning side. All right, so Nathaniel pretty much comes in and like the first action he does, he just calls out.
Fires
Yeah.
much
He's
people.
like, he just names names like everybody. You, Billy, Bob, Missy, come here. All of you, get out.
I went to the academy with Missy. She's a good
She's
cop.
crooked.
No, she's a good cop. She's misunderstood.
Was she?
She's misunderstood.
But what'd you think about that?
No, I liked it. I like. He's just gonna be. He's everything we wanted Gordon to be
Yep.
from Go, but he couldn't because Gordon was just a rookie detective.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy comes in as captain, no information other than that, and we're just getting it.
Yeah.
I liked what he said. If you don't feel disrespected or insulted or hurt,
Yeah.
that someone in your precinct
Yeah.
they did this to us. They just disrespected us. Then you shouldn't even be here.
For sure.
Well, like
Everything
that.
he said was
it
very-
got me empowered.
100%. I like that he called Gordon a troublemaker and that Gordon like smiled and was like, yeah.
Yeah. So he brings Gordon into the room, and then he like just comes at him like, "You're a troublemaker. Something's wrong with you." And at first, you kind of don't know. I think Jim was feeling him out. Like,
Yeah.
Is he against me? Is he for
I agree.
me? Then he's just like, damn, we're homies. Me and you were the same, baby.
I mean, it became pretty clear that they were gonna be homies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I know.
then by the end of that scene, it was like a full-fledged bromance.
Totally. 100%.
But I liked the timing of Nathaniel Barnes, because had he just come in at episode 1 of this season and like taken over, like
Yeah.
even under Loeb, he would have understood that Gordon's trying to clean up the city, and then Gordon would have never had to go to Penguin to begin with.
Right.
So this timing is perfect, because now Gordon finds someone who will actually back him on his plan the whole time. The only problem is he actually has some stuff in the closet that
Keep it in the closet.
that Barnes can never know. Well, he can't keep it in the closet now. He killed a guy,
That could have been a good theme to this opening episode. Michael Jackson's Keep It in the Closet.
and I was just standing here.
Is that from
No,
the song?
that's R. Kelly.
you guys didn't miss me at all
That's a
last week, did you?
That's a different.
I was asking Jim Gordon to come out the closet.
Yeah, that's not.
Why won't you come out the closet? And then
pull out my gun.
Yes.
Thank you, Steve. I pulled out my gun. One thing I really liked, I liked how it showed the dynamic between Jim and Bullock, because Bullock's the exact opposite of Jim. Like Jim's like, oh, this guy, this is my father right here. Who is this guy? And Bullock's just like, oh god, another Gordon. No.
Somebody worse than Gordon.
Yeah, he's just like, dude. The first moment Jim comes out, he's just like, this isn't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. It's too crazy.
Well, no, it'll work.
Well, yeah,
It'll work until they kill him.
Thank you for your information.
Gordon will take up the mantle. That's
So after all that jazz, he calls Jim, and he calls him at Lee's house, right?
Yeah. He does say, "quote Everybody knows you're banging the Emmy."
Yep. Everyone did though.
I know,
true.
but
He kissed her in front of everyone.
Yeah.
You can't just say everyone knows you guys are dating. He has to word it like a jock.
He's the commish. Also, people in the chat are bringing up the reason I'm so confused and keep like wanting to say commissioner instead of captain is Michael Chiklis is the commish. In that FX show, The Shield.
Shield? Oh, he was the commissioner. Okay.
Wow, sorry.
I didn't watch The Shield. I know of The Shield. I didn't watch it.
But yeah, that's why I'm having such. I'm like, well, no, he's in charge. He's the captain.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a perfect person to cast for that too.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah. He
So
is.
and he gets all jockey. He's like, everyone knows you guys are banging, slapping skins, doing the. I'm trying to think of another.
No, I want to hear more euphemisms.
Yeah,
Keep going.
the horizontal mambo.
Okay,
The butt,
all right.
the butt naked bachata.
All right, that's a good one. These are
The
things.
swervy salamander. I just made that one up.
That's a good
All
one
right,
too.
So,
Hashtag swervy salamander.
All right. So
he
he calls.
he calls and he tells him, meet me at the academy.
Yep.
They go to the academy. He's like, hey, you were one of these guys. You're great. He tries to. It's like he's like remotivating him. It's like when a coach takes over a football team and they're changing the culture. And he tells him that they're going to put together a new task force.
Yes.
Of youngins.
Yep.
Of youngins with heart and passion.
Yep.
And then they go on to meet these guys. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I loved that. I thought that was so awesome.
Yeah. I thought that was
Seemed
perfect.
enthused, Steve.
No, I thought that was perfect. That was perfect way to, because anyone who's in an actual precinct has already been turned. Whereas you find someone and they found a bunch of great people in the academy.
Hot rookies
that have a legitimate reason who also want to clean up their city.
Right.
And they're smart. Let's get these people before they make it to a precinct and they get either burned out or bribed out or snuffed out.
Yep.
That we can actually do something with that energy.
Yeah, I liked how they introduced everybody and they all said their stories.
Yeah.
I
Why
thought that
they're
was
the
really cool.
warriors? Because that's what he called Gordon. He's like, you're a warrior.
And
so
so,
it's like,
Commish is the name of a show on ABC. I'm
so
incorrect.
you're
Michael
you're
Chiklis
doing
was.
great.
The commission. Oh man.
He was also on.
You know what? I'm not gonna follow your predictions.
He's also on The Shield on FX.
The only thing that really, now I might be going off on a tangent or I might just be, spearing off, but the only thing that really stuck out to me during that, the debut of Unit Alpha, that, especially considering how last year I thought they didn't use her correctly and I thought they used her as like a throwaway character, this is how they should have introduced Renee Montoya.
Agreed.
This is how they should have introduced the character of Renee Montoya.
I think they burned it though.
Yeah.
They burned it. You can't, especially in the context of this episode.
done.
You
It's over
can't.
now.
Yeah.
You
But
can't bring her back.
But that would have been,
like,
yeah.
She would have made more sense.
Last year she's like, you didn't need her at all for the whole Barbara situation. Her character was just wasted and then you never see her again.
But then who in Internal Affairs would have been 3 steps behind Gordon and Bullock?
Yeah.
on everything Gordon and Bullock were doing.
They didn't need to call her Renee Montoya.
That's fair.
It's true.
It could have been anybody.
Although, let's be clear, this show does whatever it wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And I think we all love it for that.
But this would have been an awesome, like it would have pleased me to have seen that. I thought that would have worked phenomenally.
Let's
but
hope
hey,
the writers can please you later.
well, the writers, good job, guys. Another
Nailing
one,
it.
nailing it. But no, I enjoyed the intro to them. So, all right,
We'll get back. We can get back to them on the Penguin side
yeah, we can finish.
because I think we introduced the Force.
yes.
And then some other stuff happened.
Yeah. I'm with Steve on that.
Well, there's
Right?
something else I want to. Okay, you're right.
What do you got?
All right, so next up, we'll talk about Bruce. But you guys want to do some news and gossip?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do a little bit of news and gossip.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have a thing. Ladies and gentlemen, hot off the presses, this is the Gotham Gazette.
TV News.
Oh, that was a good
That
little
was
intro.
good.
Well, did you guys choreograph that before I got here?
That was perfect.
That's pretty good.
I meant to pull a clip of that so we have it forever.
Well done.
Me introducing the Gotham Gazette. But go for it.
Who's got the opening?
I can say it. It was announced at New York Comic Con over this weekend that the actor who plays Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens,
yes.
will be playing Alfred correct me if I'm wrong, Alfred Cobblepot.
I don't know
the
that.
the father to
Penguin.
Yes.
That's great.
Penguin's dad.
But what's more important is he's reprising that role.
Yes.
Because in
that's true, yeah.
Batman Returns, directed by Tim Burton, who also directed the Pee Wee Herman movie, Paul Rubens played the same exact character, where they just like pushed a young Cobblepot into a lake in Central Park. He was a child, like literally a baby. It was the most. Like, it was probably one of the weirdest things and most disturbing things I ever saw when I was
eating
like 6.
fish raw. Yeah, I remember that.
And he grew up eating fish raw, and it was a completely different take on this character. But that's what we got. I'm excited.
I'm happy with that. I like Paul Rubens. He's a really good actor. He really is. Pee Wee Herman, the guy who plays Pee Wee Herman, he's actually a really good actor. So I'm really excited for this. I really think it's gonna be. I'm
waiting for you to break out your Pee Wee Herman.
No, I don't got one. I don't got. Was there a Pee Wee Herman? No, I don't got Pee Wee Herman. I can do a Pee Wee Herman dance. Can I do it? I think I can. I'm not gonna do it for you guys.
But he'll do it for. That's good.
That was bad. That was terrible.
Do it. What'd you just do?
I already did it.
Yeah, you missed it.
Oh, that.
It was just a weird laugh. That wasn't. Right. That was not a Pee Wee Herman.
The first one was better. This one, I don't know what that was. The first one, I was like, oh yeah.
It's off base.
All right. And I think that's it.
Yeah, that's the news and gossip. We already covered the pregnancy.
And
/ likely marriage and courtship and
and whatever it is. Once they verify, we'll let you know. But so far,
the 3 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into a quick shout out to.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Oh, all right. I mean, I wasn't gonna do predictions.
I jumped the gun, guys.
Wow, we have a lot more show to do, sir.
We'll do that after. Thank you, Steven. I love you, boss. So we're just going to Bruce. We see Bruce coming out of the school. And, he's still a little awkward, I guess. He's still not really fully acclimated.
If I were that age and had a butler picking me up, I would not want kids to see me.
But at that point, aren't they used to seeing you with a butler?
Well, he's smarter than the average
we're left to assume he's going to a different prep.
But still, at that point, aren't you aware who Bruce Wayne is?
Nah, there is that.
Like,
I'm not saying...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's an insecure kid. He's still insecure about it.
Right, but... Whatever.
Monse, you don't know what it's like to have a butler, Monse. How do you know? You don't know what this butler life is like. It's hard on these kids.
No, how?
Well,
not even a little bit.
As someone who's
who does know?
You haven't met Jonesy, her butler?
Oh, he's outside right now.
Jonesy, he drives.
Yeah.
How have you not met Jonesy?
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of butlers, my boy Alfred completely goes off the rails. You see, while he's waiting for Bruce, Selina's behind him and does the most over-the-top dramatic flip off the wall. That bothered me.
She should have just jumped, and that would have been fine because it was high enough.
Yeah, it would have been like,
it was so
cat.
It was so like 2000s Matrix wiry. I was like, come on, guys, just jump down.
And on the way up, it was not as great. On the way up, it was just kind of like, I got it. Don't help me.
She barely climbed up. She comes down, and then Alfred proceeds to pimp slap a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah, well, I know.
Necessary.
Maybe not necessarily pimp, but yes,
he
does
punched.
slap her.
No, he punched her.
It was a full-on smack.
Yeah, it was a smack for sure. It didn't sound like a slap, but it didn't look like a punch.
It was somewhere in between punch and slap.
Something in between.
Something
like definitely smacks her.
Something necessary for a 12-year-old girl, I guess.
Really? Oh, okay. I thought you.
Who killed your friend?
Yeah, we gotta keep that in mind. Like, he slapped a little girl, but she pushed someone to their death.
Yeah, Reggie
pushed a friend of his to her death. Their death.
And on top of that, she's misleading Bruce. He's watching.
She's
Bruce.
bad for him.
She is bad for him.
I mean,
Alfred does not like her.
He's not with it. So he slaps her, tells her to stay away from him.
Yeah.
Bruce comes, and then he makes Bruce run home.
Right. He wants to train.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Bruce
about.
said he needs to train.
You gotta
Alfred's not about the BS.
6.5 miles
Slapping
is not.
little girls, making guys run home.
That's nothing. And he gave him 90 minutes. He'll be fine. Fine.
What's your best time, Monse?
On what? On like I don't have a very good time.
Me either.
I use the elliptical. So
I'm great on the elliptical. It's running. I need to be chased.
But 6 miles, definitely do that. 6 miles and probably under 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Yeah, like an hour. An hour. 6 miles.
An hour?
Yeah. Right? Like an hour.
Okay, guys.
2 hours.
All right. So yes, we're all very unhealthy here. Well, you guys, not me. What do you want? No,
Take off your shirt and show us then, mister. You want to talk smack?
Well, go to my Instagram and you'll see me. No,
okay, so
then Bruce ends up having dinner with Theo. He has dinner with Theo, and Theo is trying to, I guess, put his clamps in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's literally, because he wants to take over the whole city.
And it's smart. That's the one guy. I thought he was going to ask him to endorse him.
No, that'll come later.
Yeah.
He's
planting the seeds.
Well, also because that wouldn't play into his world because I guess, and we'll get into this in the next topic, but I guess his plan was to literally get shot at and go, I guess I'm running for mayor now.
I know, that was...
So, like, for him to have Bruce...
It's so, like, staged, man.
Yeah.
It's political theater.
Yeah.
But I do think he's just trying to get Bruce in his corner.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think everyone's going to fall for this guy.
Mm-hmm. Everyone has already fallen for this guy.
Like, we're not going to... Like, the rug's not going to get pulled out on anyone for another, like, 2 weeks. I think
Jim is still eyeing him.
I think Jim's going to get flipped, too.
But Jim, the fact that he already saved Bruce, like, and killed Jerome... I mean, I'm sure you're right that Jim is still, like... But Jim is at least 80% on board.
True, but there's just one thing that Jim does say. He did say before about how when they were saving the candidates and when they found the one candidate who died, they said, "Oh, look, they tried to kill Theo, but they didn't kill, and they tried to kill her."
He did say that.
He did say, "Well, she's the only one that died."
Yeah.
So I think his eyes are a little. I think he's a little wary.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, so during that dinner, Theo makes notice. Well, takes notice of Bruce eyeing his stepdaughter. Is that what she
his ward, his
ward?
niece, who she has something mentally wrong, so she's his ward.
Yeah, and she was like, she's.
And I guess she's allowed to play in fountains because
she's looking crazy.
Ward.
Like when he was looking out at her, I'm like, who is this nut job? And she's like, I'm like, water, swans. I'm like, what the hell? I thought that's a wild way to introduce her.
Yeah.
Well, not a wild way, but I mean, that was a good way.
Yeah, and I was like, I was like, nicely played, Theo.
Yeah, because Theo knows everybody.
Yeah.
And Theo knows everybody's soft targets. For Penguin, it's his mother.
And for a little boy, it's a girl.
It's a pretty blonde, blue-eyed, pretty girl, and she's so cute.
I know she did look cute.
I sensed a little bit of judgment in it. Blonde.
Not even
another blonde girl.
Little blonde
I was blonde
girl.
like a week ago. I mean, like a month ago, I was blonde. So no, but she was so cute, and it's
Pixar
so
didn't happen.
It's so different from like Selena, who's like doesn't smile at him, and then he has this, sweet, just smiling girl. Of course, he's gonna be all goo goo.
She does
gaga.
watch him sleep though.
Yeah. They're setting up I guess a love triangle between her and Selena. Like for the Selena Silver St. Cloud stare down or
probably
showdown.
By that. That's fun.
I'm down. She's gonna see this girl who's the exact opposite of her. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't need you anyway. Hi, Bruce.
I don't need you anyway.
Steal something from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we go through that, and then I guess we'll do a quickie on Mr. Nygma. Everyone here was going crazy over the Nygma situation.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean.
And here's why. Because this needs to be it for a long time.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
They need to be putting the Enigma villain. This is them putting that on a shelf.
Like all right.
Holding it down until they bring him back later?
To
be evil?
Until Kristen dies a tragic death. You're seeing a theme in my predictions. Until Kristen dies a tragic death, and then Enigma, then that's what'll... I think she's going to placate his voices. She's going to placate that side of him. That evil side of him that's trying to take things over.
Okay.
I feel she's going to placate that for at least like 5 weeks.
Okay, so we see Nygma practicing
what he's going to say.
Practicing what he's going to say, then he sees her, and then he does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does it pretty smoothly too. Yeah. Like his behavior was what was interesting to me. I was like, wow, he's really putting the right foot forward.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I felt like his approach was a little unclear.
That's how you get those panties, Nygma. That's what I was saying in my head. I was rooting for him.
Really?
That's how you do it, Nygma.
What do you mean it was unclear? Like,
it wasn't, hey, I would like to have a date with you because I'm romantically interested in you. It's like, hey, meet me at this place.
That's how you got to do it. Tell him, Monse, tell him.
I get what you're both saying.
Monse, tell him, Monse.
She totally dug that because he lacked confidence this entire time. Mm-hmm. So she wasn't looking for the romance. Mm-hmm. She was looking for the confidence. Mm-hmm. You look for what is never there. So you're right. Sometimes the romance is what's important if you're not a romantic person and
Talk
you're
about
just
pimp slapping.
Yeah.
You laid it down
for her, what she needed to see was confidence, and he did that.
Yeah,
with confidence.
That's how you gotta come at these girls.
Wow.
No, but like if you notice that's every time she likes a guy, that's what she likes. She likes a jerk, but at the end of the day, they're confident.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what
Although at the end of the day, I hope she dies a tragic death and gets out of the way.
Oh my God, the way that came out was crazy. Like at the end of the day, I hope she dies.
No, well,
for the way she chooses men.
No, because I don't want. No, what I don't want is for her to just pick another jerk.
Yeah.
Like I think they're going to be great together for a long time.
Yeah.
Well,
and then he'll turn into a jerk because he doesn't have her.
Or maybe he'll get too jerky and turn into and become the opposite and be turned into a super jerk. And then she's like, "This isn't the Nygma I wanted or I knew." Right?
I hope not.
I mean, all right. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
I know
I'm not a prediction master like my man Steve here.
Or champion, I am.
Before we move on from Nygma and Kristen, I really like that he told her about his inner voice.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the thing he says chez moi, which I thought was just smooth. I thought it was a restaurant too. I was like,
Me
damn,
too.
chez moi. That shit must be hot.
Yeah.
Sorry for the cursing. That place must be hot. Sorry about that.
Nobody even.
So she showed up to his place. She's like, oh, chez moi. That was catchy. I like that. And he's like, yeah, well, you know, that's what I do. And then they have the dinner.
No, she says, I was expecting a restaurant. That's she says first. Mm-hmm. He's like, I can cook.
Yeah, see? Damn.
Is that okay?
Nygma's pretty good with the ladies. He's not, once you get rid of the awkwardness.
Yeah, he's good. He's smooth.
He's smart. He can cook.
Smooth.
He murders when they need someone to murder.
Yeah.
It's true.
He keeps a clean enough house that a woman will walk in.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many single guys can't pull that off.
I live with 2 single men, and you're 100% right.
It's like,
you're 100% right.
That's a rare thing. Just have a house you could bring a woman home to without.
Can you also keep your bathrooms clean? That would be so nice.
Well,
there's many restaurants I've gone into, single gentlemen's apartments, like friends of mine.
Yeah.
And I walk into the restaurant, I'm like, no, I can hold it. And I walk right
don't
back out.
Don't try to change me.
Well, I'll go right back out and say, I can hold it for the next 2 hours.
Yeah. So, back to what you were saying. He was talking to himself, and then he admits it.
Yeah.
That kind of shocked me too. I was like, well, he opened up and she was just like, I talk to myself too.
That's
and I'm
normal.
Like, I don't think you know what he meant, but okay.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. You'll join him.
I like that. And I like how he was just like, what set it all off when he saw her? Then he said, yeah, I'm glad he's dead. And she's like, what?
Well,
like, oh, I mean, metaphorically.
Yeah.
Metaphorically dead, like not in the world.
Not real.
I totally didn't.
Dating you did.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's a jerk. He's a jerk. He's a jerk. Oh, damn. I thought she was about to run out.
Well, she went to the restroom. And it was probably clean because she didn't seem upset.
Do you think? Yeah, but do you think she's aware of it? That he might have killed her?
Actually, I do think she might suspect
Because I mean, she looked a little bit like. Wait a second.
She suspects it.
She accused him of writing it.
Right.
And then he said this.
Right.
You know what I think's gonna happen? I think she's gonna know he killed him, and she's not gonna care.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's gonna say.
She's gonna be down.
They would be forever. That's forever. That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's forever.
I love those little moments they had. It was very.
And they kissed, and then they took off their glasses because apparently they were in the way. I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either.
I wouldn't. So I would probably assume that they were in the way. So it was very adorable. I loved it.
It was a very shout out to Nygma.
Yeah, good job.
All right, so rounding out to my to the main part, to the main event.
This is
the Penguin and Theo. Which this is kind of my prediction. I said that they're gonna go toe to toe.
Yeah.
And this is the beginning. This is the beginning of their war for Gotham.
Yeah.
So the Penguin, it starts off with the Penguin and having a dining room of villains, and you can see he's trying to lay it down like Falcone did.
Gentlemen, ladies, others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Others. He's trying to lay it down like Falcone and control everything.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, because
that's how I took it.
Well, he's trying to, but the people he's delegated the tasks to don't strike me as steadfast as the people Falcone would have.
Yeah.
Like, they struck me as like this real rogues gallery, live your truth kind of people.
Yeah.
And then you try to crack a whip and they're like, what?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
So you think that's how Penguin's people are?
I think that was what I caught of those people, is they all strike me as very individual.
Yeah.
So for him to actually try to lay down laws would probably be really difficult. Aside from like the don't cross me laws.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you, but I also think he wasn't asking for much. I think he was just saying like, keep me in the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I agree that they weren't the people that like Falcone would have in front of him.
Yeah, it was very much how you would expect Penguin.
Yeah.
Just like, you can do whatever you want outside within this realm.
Just don't kill cops, right? Is that what he said? Don't bother, or don't interrupt.
Don't interrupt the police.
Yeah.
Don't I'm giving you very set parameters, and you're free to do whatever you want. and then somebody steps outside those parameters, and then he shoots them in front of the rest of that room.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And then they know those aren't soft parameters.
Very dictatorish.
They're very hard parameters.
So you got to do it. And after that, we see Theo's sister.
Yes,
And
Tabitha.
And she approaches him and tells him, come meet Theo. So we're finally...
was anyone else hoping she was just trying to flip right then and there?
Yeah, I actually thought
After
she was
that
going to
triangle?
come. Yeah, I thought she was going to come and be like, I need to take down my brother, and I need your help.
No, I wasn't thinking that.
I mean, I think that's what's happening.
It is, totally.
Okay,
Totally.
I didn't even think about that.
I thought it was happening in that moment, but it
that
didn't.
triangle, especially, we'll get there. Let's get to the next.
Okay, all right. So they finally meet each other. Theo meets Cobblepot, and he tells him his plans. He's trying to become the mayor, and he's trying to pretty much put Cobblepot under his thumb. He's trying to make Cobblepot one of his people, and he's not for it. And that's what I really liked about that moment. I liked how Penguin was just like, dude, I'm not a umbrella holder anymore.
I'm not a destroyer.
Yeah, I'm a builder.
I
think that was just being, that's just a nice way of saying
because
listen,
he
dude.
wants to build pretty much a giant, like it looks like a conglomerate of skyscrapers on top of residential neighborhoods. Gallivant has to play both sides because he wants to be mayor.
Right.
So he wants him to do the dirty work.
So he wants someone who's already known for doing dirty work to do dirty work. The only thing is, he didn't actually where to do business with Penguin at this point, the king of Gotham. You would have to have some serious chip.
Right.
And Gallivant didn't actually have anything Penguin would want because Penguin was happy with what he had.
Yeah.
He has a foothold, or at least he had before Captain Barnes. He had a foothold where the police wouldn't touch him. The police wouldn't touch him, and the money flows up, and he has the power and the respect.
Yeah.
So Gallivant, being Gallivant, figured out the soft target.
Yep.
Which is Penguin's mom.
Yeah.
It's crazy how he was already prepped. He was
Or at least a
already prepared.
video of Penguin's mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Either or.
Before we leave that scene, and that scene is when he finds out also that he isn't responsible for the breakout at Arkham.
Yeah, he puts everything together.
Oh, that was cool.
And then Barbara comes out, and Barbara kisses both of them.
Yeah.
I was like, seriously, Tabitha's not
Extra
about this.
freaky.
I don't think Theo cares,
But
I think Tabitha cares.
Yeah.
Tabitha cares, and I think Penguin noticed.
Yeah.
And because he's the Penguin, I think he understands where the soft target in that organization is.
Right.
But had his vision not been clouded,
Right.
So you think he's gonna find out, and that's gonna be his end. To
that's
get
got to
to
be
Theo.
his
It's gotta be.
Tabitha and or Barbara, probably Tabitha,
Yeah, I
probably
assume Tabitha.
because Barbara looks okay with both sides of that.
Seriously.
Isn't Barbara seeming more and more Harley Quinnish?
Yes,
Like it's just
well, the mallet last week was pretty on the nose,
But she's
Yeah.
like full on. She's full on off the rails now.
Yeah.
but they're just
yeah.
making her own character. This show's living its truth.
Yeah. But she
well
is
said.
more and more cray cray.
So he pretty much he has the Penguin under his thumb, and then he sets him loose, and the Penguin goes on an assassination barrage.
Yep.
And starts going after the candidates, and he doesn't want to. And every time he does it, you can see that he doesn't want to do it.
Right.
He stabbed. What was her name? Caulfield.
Yeah.
Janice Caulfield.
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 Caulfield, and she's an
Councilwoman.
environmental lawyer, I think they said. Or she came up through an environmental group, and she strikes me as one of those like liberal candidates that actually wants to change a city.
Yeah.
AKA the candidate that never wins.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's also Randall Hobbs. He's a longtime union boss.
So he's mobbed up.
Mobbed up or just knows business as usual enough that he struck me as the kind of person that would actually be mayor.
Yeah.
Because especially in a
100%.
place like Gotham, like those are the kind of people that become mayors.
Yeah.
People who already have unions behind them.
And
people
have
who already
7
have money behind
security guards around them.
Yeah.
them. Who are realists. Like they understand, like, well, Gotham, I will make a dent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will make a dent in how bad things are, but I understand I can't change the whole city.
And around that time, Theo. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
But
it's
Theo
okay.
immediately throws his name into the mayor with the false assassination attempt.
Right.
So he's fully in.
That was perfect.
Right, because he's being awarded the Medal of Valor and
Yeah.
Bravery, and he gets asked about running for mayor, and then the drive-by happens. That didn't bother you guys? That drive-by bothered me. I was like, that's how you attempt to kill him? Literally one drive-by, and then it just kept going, and then the press kept going. I was like...
That's Gotham.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's just the way the city is.
But, like,
it's
if
just
you-
so random.
I get that, but the way that, like, Caulfield was killed and
Yeah.
the way Hobbs was attacked, it's like... those were personal, like, one-on-one attacks, and then Theo's was not. Like, it's fine, do a shooting from far away, but, like, make it seem that you're actually trying to go for him.
Yeah.
Because
from the outset, we have the benefit of knowing that was a setup,
right.
Whereas from the outset, although I do kind of agree, it was an automatic weapon. They could have stopped. They were
just sniper.
You literally outgunned the press.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what. The more you think about it, and hopefully they do this on the show, of anyone who eventually raises an objection to Galavan, of like I think this is all theater, there's all these things, and then have like a legitimate gripe. Those people get silenced too, because that makes sense. I think I mentioned this earlier. I feel like Penguin missed a golden opportunity to just try to flip Randall Hobbs.
Yeah. He goes. Yeah. He just sent Zaz.
But Hobbs isn't dead though.
Hobbs is not dead.
Hobbs is probably under police custody. Mm-hmm. And under police custody with Gordon. Gordon still owes a favor to Penguin because Penguin knows about Gordon killing that guy in episode 1.
Right.
And now Nathaniel Barnes wants to take down Penguin. It's
and
all over the place.
And Zaz also went. We finally see the
Zaz gets shot.
He goes at it with the new squad.
Yeah, he does go at it with.
And they hold
Alpha.
their own. They hold their own.
Yeah.
I mean, Josie gets shot.
That should be, what's her name? Montoya. But yeah, I hear you.
Josie.
I'm gonna call her
Josie.
Montoya. I'm gonna call her Montoya.
Don't call
episode.
Josie Montoya.
So Josie gets shot. But yeah, and then Zaz gets shot, and then he comes back like he is gonna take him down, even though he's been shot.
Yeah.
But that was I don't know.
Runs away.
That bodes well for Josie. Josie's awesome.
Yeah,
she can shoot Victor Zaz.
I love this new crew, and someone in there's gonna die tragically or turn.
Ooh, who do we think?
From who else is going to die from the Force?
Oh no, specifically the Strike Force, because no one died on the Strike Force yet.
Oh yeah, who will die first?
And does that take us to? No, I think we have a little more.
Yeah, no. Okay, let's just round it up. So, okay, Jim sees Zaz. He knows he's with Penguin, so he approaches Penguin, and then Penguin. And I thought Penguin. I think we all thought this Penguin was going to tell him.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
But he just flips it on him. Like, stay out of my face, because I know info on you.
Yeah.
And if you mess with me, I'm going to tell what's his face.
Yeah. It's probably I wanted him to tell him, but it's probably because of his mom. He's thinking like, if I tell you, they're gonna know that we're looking for my mom.
Yep.
They're gonna kill her. Like I can't tell you. But I still think he will.
Yeah. And I didn't really think that he had that much on Jim until he voiced it, and I was just like,
Right.
man. And now with this new captain, now he doesn't look like who the captain thought he was, even though he still is.
He still is, but he had one. And in typical storytelling fashion, I think he could try to level with that captain, but he won't.
Right.
Like whereas at this moment, the easiest thing to do would be to tell this captain, I was facing an upstream battle.
Yep.
Facing an uphill battle. I killed this person on this day in order to get Jeff Loeb run out of town by the Penguin, the person we're going after, so I can get my job back.
Right.
Okay.
And he did.
And Nathaniel Barnes would likely not take too kindly to that. He'd probably fire him on the spot and it wouldn't work. But we don't know that.
Yeah. Speaking of Barnes, at the end, it pretty much ends with him doing exactly what Jim just got warned about from Penguin. He's going right after Cobblepot. Like, number one, guns blazing, and he doesn't care. So now it's going to be ahead. Now Jim is put in a compromising position. All right. Predictions?
Let's do it.
Who's got predictions? That should be the prediction song. Who's got predictions? I'm looking at mine. Mom's got a prediction.
TV.
Should be Renee Montoya. Thank you, Vern C.
Yeah.
My dude. Yes.
Should be.
All right.
Vern C, I see you, baby.
That guy, KJ, says all 4 will turn from Alpha and become Penguin Squad.
Damn.
I don't like that.
That'd be crazy.
I don't buy that. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
I called Monty's name.
I'll go first. I don't even have much aside from Theo and Tabitha and Barbara. At the end, the very last scene, it shows that he's picking a color, red or blue, and he goes with blue for Barbara. Just adding fuel to the fire.
Yep.
I know I said earlier that Lee could that Barbara could try and kill Lee. Tabitha could try and kill Barbara. Like, what does Tabitha need Barbara for?
True.
And I don't think Theo loves Barbara. Theo is just like, yeah, man, you're here. Let's do it. Well, I think Tabitha might actually genuinely like Barbara. So I think definitely that love triangle will burn.
Okay.
Will burn.
Burn. All right. All All right, you good. Good.
Okay. Definitely Tabitha is going to eventually flip, and it'll be Penguin-verse. Galavan's obviously a part of the Court of Owls.
Yes.
That established the city 200 years ago.
Yes.
And something else had either the Court of Owls has expelled him, or something else has expelled the Court of Owls, and that's what the Waynes were involved in the entire time.
Yeah, Court of Owls is a reference to a storyline that was in a comic book that they bring it back into the show, and they're kind of like an Illuminati for Gotham.
Yeah.
Technically.
Between Pinky, Martinez, Garrett, and Josie, I think Pinky and Garrett will die.
Pinky and Garrett?
Pinky and Garrett, those are my two that I think will die.
I haven't put names to faces yet, except for Josie, because she's the only girl.
Okay.
Well, Garrett's the smart one. Martinez is...
They all the guys kind of look the same. They kind of all look the same.
They're like a boy band, kind
Yeah.
of.
They all have
Garrett's
the same
the
haircut.
smart one. Pinky's the hunky one. Anyway.
All right. See? Thank you for that, Steve. I'm just gonna do a quickie. I just think Nathaniel Barnes. I think he works for Theo. I think he's a gallivanter. I think he's under his thumb, and I think all this is to throw us
for a loop.
Okay, I was gonna say a curve, but a loop. I'll take a loop.
But okay, why does he need him? He has Bruce. He'll have Penguin.
I don't know. Well, I mean, real quick, he destroyed the precinct just so he can implant his own guy.
I think it's everyone we already know at the beginning of this season are going to eventually get expelled.
Whoa.
Wow.
We'll find out.
Penguin will defeat Galavan, Gordon will defeat whoever Gordon has to defeat.
Okay.
And it stays status quo.
We shall see. Well, everybody, I'm Michael Drew. You can find me on Twitter at Michael_Drew, Michael EAL. Monse?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos.
Steve.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN. Thank you for joining me on Columbus Day, where you could have been watching Miss Doubtfire, Bicentennial Man.
Yes.
Either of the first two Harry Potters.
That's right.
So
all
many
right, guys.
options.
YouTube.com/AfterBuzz TV. Subscribe, SoundCloud, iTunes, share, like, all that jazz. See you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.